Hey guys, Super Guzzle Final Wars here, and today I'm going to be giving my little ranking on every King Ghidorah that we saw in, obviously, Godzilla. So I'm going to go over my favorite, the best King Ghidorahs to the worst King Ghidorahs. Or worst Ghidorahs, either way, because, yeah. So without further ado, let us get started. And by the way, this is not going to be in order, so it's probably going to be similar to the last ranking video, which I did, which was my ranking of every Mechagodzilla. For which I think I only got one comment, which was from Stillacells, and I was kind of hoping to see what you guys' favorite Mechagodzillas or least favorite Mechagodzillas was. But enough of that, let's move on to freaking King Ghidorah. Let us start with number 1. Legendary King Ghidorah. Legendary King Ghidorah is by far my number 1 favorite King Ghidorah. I really like on how the way this King Ghidorah looks. He kind of really, truly does look like a Hydra alien space dragon. Not only that, he is truly the real alpha rival to Godzilla. And has a lot of cool, interesting powers, like for example, his regeneration, is basically non-existent, because it truly shows that this guy's not from this planet. He's from a different planet. He's from another planet. For where his natural order is completely different on this planet's natural order. So overall, I think this King Ghidorah is probably my number 1 favorite King Ghidorah. By far, the best King Ghidorah. Number 2. Exif Ghidorah, or Anime Ghidorah for short, or Void Ghidorah, whatever you want to call him. While I agree to most people that it sucks that we don't get to see a body, and before you say anything after Godzilla 1954, well, probably because they were trying to do something new and there's nothing we can do about it. You're wondering how do I know you were going to say that? Well, you kind of said that a lot every time we make a comic, a comment of something like, I kind of wish the How to Train Your Dragon continued, and you kind of said, well, there's nothing we can do about it, so we get it, okay? It was just a comment. But on one hand, I can agree that it sucks we don't get to see his full body. And the only reason why we don't get to see his full body is because Haru basically has to do a prayer to basically have Ghidorah to become his full potential. Because if Haru gives prayers to Ghidorah, then Ghidorah will basically become a divine reality in this universe. Because we gotta remember, this Ghidorah is not from this universe. He's literally from another universe. Which truly shows the overall power of this King Ghidorah. this King Ghidorah truly does deserves the title as the devil of the monsters. Because like Godzilla Earth, he is by far very powerful than the other iconic King Ghidorahs. It would have been really cool to hear that this King Ghidorah actually created all the other Ghidorahs. In the past years, he's been sending them down to Earth to rather, 1, conquer it, or 2, destroy Godzilla Earth, or 3, summon him, or find a way to bring him into this universe. For which, that part I really like. And not only that, I just love this Ghidorah's powers. While I do agree his design is a little weird to be a King Ghidorah, but at the same time it's really cool. May not be my number 1 favorite King Ghidorah, but he's an okay King Ghidorah. I'll give him credit. Number 3. Shin King Ghidorah. Now, Shin King Ghidorah we do not see in the movie, but there is a little ride thing that's a crossover between Godzilla and I can't say that word right. It's like a crossover between Godzilla and Evangelion or something like that. I can't pronounce that name right. But Shin King Ghidorah, just like Legendary Ghidorah, is my favorite King Ghidorah design. I really love this King Ghidorah design. It's just by far intimidating. This is possibly my favorite King Ghidorah design, and not only that, it's freaking intimidating. Sure, we had very intimidating Godzilla designs over the past years, but overall, this is the first time that King Ghidorah actually gets an intimidating look. And I'm kind of hoping we might see this guy in a future Shin Godzilla film, whenever that is. Because literally, I don't know why there's no Shin Godzilla movie 2. Like, it did successful at the box office, right? So why is there no Shin Godzilla 2? Anyways, I just love this King Ghidorah's powers at the same time. Just like X-Type Ghidorah, he cannot be affected by this universe's physical laws. Yes, Godzilla can touch him, but there's like a little shield going on around him. Just like on how Godzilla Earth has a shield going on. And just by far, I love on how the way this King Ghidorah sounds and how the way he looks. He just looks like what happens if you injected Shin Godzilla's DNA in King Ghidorah's body, and you get this. You get Shin King Ghidorah. So overall, he's a really cool looking King Ghidorah. Number 3, Heisei King Ghidorah. Heisei King Ghidorah is also a favorite of mine, but not as loved and respected as the other 2 Ghidorahs as I just got over them. However, he does have a very cool looking design. He has some really cool iconic powers, and overall, I just love on how the way this King Ghidorah looks. He truly does look like an alien space dragon. Not only that, he's probably the best looking King Ghidorah. Not as cool looking as Shin King Ghidorah or Legendary Ghidorah, but cool enough where he could be actually intimidating if you think about it. Not as intimidating, but intimidating enough. I won't go over Mecha King Ghidorah because he's not really a mecha, because he's more like a cyborg if you think about it. And plus, their designs are literally the same. Except the head just looks different. robot body parts. So there's nothing too new about that King Ghidorah design. Number 4. Death Ghidorah. Death Ghidorah is my favorite out of all the Ghidorahs. Besides the Legendary King Ghidorah and Shin King Ghidorah, Death Ghidorah is by far my favorite looking King Ghidorah. Yes, he does have a more interesting name called Death Ghidorah, or whatever. But I prefer to call him as Death Ghidorah. Because if you think about it, Death and Death Ghidorah kind of sound similar. So there's nothing too different about the names. Plus, this is the first Ghidorah that actually walks on 4 legs. And not completely covered in gold. And has red lightning instead of yellow lightning. Number 5, Cretaceous Ghidorah. Cretaceous Ghidorah is also a favorite Ghidorah of mine. He actually looks like a prehistoric Ghidorah. And, well, I'm kind of wondering who would win in a fight, Godzilla or Cretaceous Ghidorah. And Cretaceous Ghidorah is really cool and interesting, not to say pretty agile, because it's not as fat or as slow as the other Ghidorahs, because they're normally fat and slow, because this King Ghidorah actually runs very fast. So, yeah. Number 6, Grand King Ghidorah. Grand King Ghidorah is another favorite Ghidorah of mine. He actually looks like a very ancient, elderly King Ghidorah. He looks like a Ghidorah who's destroyed thousands of different planets and has gotten away with it. And no one is able to challenge him because he's just too powerful. So that's pretty much it. And next up, coming at number... I was going to say the next one because I can't think of the numbers. So the next one is GMK King Ghidorah. This is the first good King Ghidorah that we actually got, because over the past years we've gotten used to an evil King Ghidorah, and this King Ghidorah actually is a good guy. Only because, well, for one, Toho wanted to make more money by adding King Ghidorah and Mothra and Giant Monster's all-out attack. But it gives you a really good, interesting idea on what would happen if there was a good Ghidorah and he betrayed the others and decided to become an Earth monster rather than an Earth invader. So I really like this King Ghidorah design. Next up, Kaiser Ghidorah. Kaiser Ghidorah I found it to be very interesting. I don't agree to most people that this is Godzilla's arch nemesis, but I do agree to other people that he's a very interesting King Ghidorah. Well, not really King Ghidorah, but, overall he's cool looking. He has really interesting powers. He literally is like the second Ghidorah that actually features walking on 4 legs instead of 2. And how he just threw around Godzilla, he basically showed Anime Ghidorah how it's done. And finally, we have the original King Ghidorah, Showa King Ghidorah. I am not a fan of this King Ghidorah design. Yes, I do like the iconic powers and the iconic ability in the iconic roar. But literally, I just don't like the design in general. I feel like they could have went way better. Anyways, that's it for this video. Tell me in the comments below which King Ghidorah is your favorite. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. So, yeah. Bye-bye.